Welcome back, everyone. I have decided that after watching the last couple of YouTube videos that I have put out, that it's really important for me to start giving you a beginning to the video or like an intro, because I always assume that the people who watch me here are watching me on TikTok and are watching me on Instagram and like keeping up with my life. So I just kind of jump into things, but it's wrong for me to assume that, because I hope I have new viewers here and I welcome you guys. And I'm so thankful for you for following me and watching me and supporting me through my new YouTube journey. I feel like my personalities all over all three of my pages are very different. My Instagram is more of like my fashion personality. It's where I show clothes. I link a lot of stuff because that's just like what I'm into, like sharing my clothes and like my outfits and like the things that I'm really loving in my wish lists. And TikTok, you get more like food and recipes and kind of like my daily life and workout stuff, beauty products that I'm loving, and a little bit of fashion. Whereas YouTube, you kind of get my life and everything, right? So that's kind of the different personalities, but all merged into one. My handle is the same on all of my pages. I'm going to link it here in the corner so you guys can follow me there if you'd like. But basically what we're getting into right now is I am packing for Europe, and I know it's a little bit early for me to pack for Europe, but I am a planner. I need to like know what I'm taking. I don't like to overpack. Like I'm in my new era of not overpacking. I used to take so much clothes with me and I would like not wear half of it, you know? So I'm really being diligent about what I'm taking and what I'm doing. And I've also been like going through a style journey recently where I'm transforming myself, but not transforming myself because like I want a new identity, because ever after I gave birth, I realized that I did not like half of the stuff that was in my closet anymore. I felt like I don't identify with the clothes that's there because the way that I started dressing changed, my body changed, obviously. But I also found it very hard for me to get dressed in my closet. And I had realized, because I would always buy really, really trendy things. And I've touched on this topic before on TikTok, but I stopped buying trendy clothes. I'm really, really, really solely focused now on building a beautiful capsule wardrobe. So like stuff like this, like a nice blazer or like blazers in different colors that I can always gravitate towards, right? So if I don't know what to wear, I'm like, whatever, I'll just wear this blazer with a white t-shirt and jeans. Very simple. I don't want to have to overthink it. And then another reason why I was having an aversion to my closet is not only because I was buying trendy things, but those trendy things also were very time-stamped. And what I mean by that is like if you would look at a certain piece, you would know like this is from 2017, or this is from like Logomania, or these are like the dad sneakers from like the Balenciaga like first drop, you know? And it's like, it's so unnecessary. I don't want to be dressing like that anymore. For me, it's just not my personal style, and it's really hard sometimes because yes, I'm like seeing right now certain things that I'm like, oh, this is so cute, I really want this, but like, do I need to spend $600, $700, $800 on a pair of shoes that I know in 6 months I'm not gonna like anymore, and I'm gonna look at them in a year and a half from now and be like, wow, those are like way too trendy, like they don't even go with like any aesthetic that is in fashion right now. So that's kind of where I am. This last 2 days I have been purging so much clothes. I actually did a really big purge in New York when I was just recently there, and I sold some stuff at Beacon's Closet and I donated a lot of stuff. The things that I sell primarily are more of like the designer stuff, and then I donated all the things that I have that are fast fashion from like Zara, places like that. And I'm doing the same thing now in my closet. I'm looking over there because I have a wardrobe and a clothing rack like standing there and hanging that I have just been like going through. So I'm going to be donating a lot of stuff. And then I started listing things on POSHMARK. I will link my POSHMARK link down below if you guys are interested. But again, those are like the more designer things that are in great condition and that are pre-loved. So hopefully they can find a home for them. But I've also lost some weight recently, and I have been on a fitness journey. I've been working out 4 times a week. I have been doing the 21-day challenge, which is now over, but I lost 9 pounds during the 21-day challenge, which was really honestly not as difficult as I thought. It was really hard like the first 3 days because I was having like a sugar crash and I had a headache. But I think if I wasn't allowed to drink coffee, then it would have been very difficult for me. Does that make sense? So kind of the headache that I had from the sugar crash, drinking the coffee helped me balance that out. If you're interested in doing the 21-day challenge, basically you don't drink anything that has dairy or sugar. You don't eat any dairy or sugar. You're not eating any legumes. You're not eating peanuts. You're not having any carbs. By that I mean like gluten. You know, you're not gonna having like bread and pasta and rice. You can have sweet potato and regular potato, but obviously in moderation. The only dairy that you can have is cottage cheese, also in moderation. And you can have nut milks, just no sugar. There is a brand called Califia that it's called Califia Organics, that is a almond milk that has no sugar. And then you can have milk. The milk brand is really good. It doesn't have any sugar in it. And I'm trying to think, and no alcohol. And you do it for 21 days and your body just gets rid of inflammation. And it like went in my face first, and then I felt it like all over throughout my body and kind of like on my chest, but my face went first. And it was really nice because I've been working out, I've been on a diet, I've been doing the Weight Watchers for already like 6 months. But the 21-day challenge really just helped me kind of put it into speed mode and give me that boost that I needed. And the workouts that I do are also in a room that has no AC. So it's like not heated, but it's hot outside in Miami and it's humid. So basically it feels like it's heated, but you're just sweating and drenching. And like in combination with all of that, you're just like melting and melting and melting. But you do also need to drink a lot of water so you can detox. And that's kind of like the idea of the 21-day challenge. So, which leads me back to the fact that yes, I lost quite a bit of weight, and some things that I want to take with me to Europe need to be altered. So I dropped it off today in alterations. I also took my son to the mall today to buy him some clothes because he's quite large. And what I mean by quite large, he's long and he has big hands and he has big legs and kind of runs in our family. And we have been buying clothes for him online, but sometimes even if you're buying like a couple of sizes bigger, either it's like still too small or it's too big and I couldn't get it right. And I was like, you know what, whatever, I'm gonna take him to the mall and I'm gonna buy him some stuff because we needed like a new rash guard, we needed like some sandals, we needed some like sweatpants for the house because he loves to like crawl around. So we did that today, which was really funny because he literally hates getting dressed. When I take on or off a t-shirt, if I'm putting on pants on him, he like does not like it. He squirms and just fidgets and makes noise, like he hates it. So that's what I did today. As I mentioned, we are leaving to Europe and we're going in July, and I have been packing and kind of sorting out my outfits because I'm in this new era of like me not overpacking. I don't want to overpack at all. I used to make so many mistakes where I would pack way too many outfits and then I would come back home and realize that I didn't wear like 8 of them. You know, it was just so unnecessary for me to have so much extra clothes and just travel with an overweight bag. So I have a clothing rack and I put everything out and I try everything on, from the shoes to the accessories, and I take a picture of it and then I kind of group it all together and then see like what other pieces from those looks I will wear in combination with other stuff. And maybe like I'll take one extra trouser, like a beige trouser or like a silk trouser, something like that in between, just in case something gets dirty or I want a like more relaxed look. But that's kind of the idea. And I'm really trying just to take one suitcase. We're also not traveling with Liam and I feel so guilty. However, we made this decision because we just flew to New York with him a couple of weeks ago. If you follow me on TikTok, you saw. And honestly, traveling with him this time around was really difficult because he's in this like explorer phase and he wants to crawl around. He doesn't want to sit still. He wants to like jump here, jump there, go here, go there. And our flight, like the flight from New York to Miami is only 3 hours, not even like 2 hours and 45 minutes. However, our flight was delayed and it was this whole thing. He didn't sleep and he was so fussy. His ears were hurting and it was just so miserable. Not just for us, it was miserable more for him because he just felt so restricted and confined. And I remember when we flew with him to California, when he was still in the stage where he was like sleeping a lot, it was fine. However, that 3-hour difference really screwed up his schedule. And by the time we left California, which was 2 weeks later, he finally adjusted to that schedule. And then we had to come home and took another 2 weeks to readjust, which was just really hard on us also because we didn't sleep all night. So we really discussed this with my husband. We're going to be moving around a lot when we're in Europe because we have a couple of events that we're attending and like just doing a lot of different things, and we're not staying in one place. So we both decided that the way that the trip went in New York, we're not going to take him with us. So my mom is so happy because he's going to be with grandma. She's like, I'm so ecstatic. She already like has all these plans with him. So it's fine. We feel comfortable, but it's just like really difficult to travel with a baby, especially a 10-month-old who has a very fiery personality. My son is a Leo, God bless him. And that's that. But I do feel really guilty because Now that he's older, it's so hard to leave. Like even when I'm like going out to do errands, I sometimes just come home, even though I have like more errands to run, because I just want to give him a kiss and give him a quick hug. And then like I'll go back to doing what I'm doing because he's just so much like more alert now. He's a little person, you know, I feel like he understands everything, which not I feel like he does. So it's just different. I mean, everybody always used to tell me like, you will see it later. This is like the time if you want to leave your child home now, it's the time when they're like 1 to 5 months, because after the 5-month mark, when they become like more aware and alert of their surroundings and like what's happening around them, like it gets harder and harder to leave. And I completely 110% agree with that. So that's that. I want to share a few things with you guys today. So the first thing is this lip combination, which I'm kind of loving, and I was kind of thinking about wanting to switch up my lip game recently because I feel like I'm always using the same Makeup by Mario lip liner, the same lip gloss and lip pout preserve. But this got sent to me in a PR package and I tried it and I was like, I love it. So the first thing is a Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil. This is it. The color is called 600 Anywhere Caffeine. I really like it. It's like a really nice nude with a little bit of a brown hue. It almost kind of has like a mauve tint also, which is really nice. The only thing that I have with these lip liners is that it's not creamy enough, but I have noticed lately that whenever I use a creamy lip liner, it tends to bleed more. So I'm always wondering if pencils like this that are very popular, like a Makeup Forever or a MAC lip liner, like those I feel like are so popular, and I always see makeup artists have them in their kits, and they're not creamy when you put them on. So I wonder like maybe the reason why they use them is because they don't bleed as much, but that's just my theory. I don't know if I'm right. Then I do a light layer of the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk, just a really light layer. And then on top, I got this gloss sent to me from Armani. It's the Prisma Gloss in 03, and it's really beautiful. I don't know if you guys can see. It has like a beautiful peachy tint to it. So I really love that, and that's what's on my lips now. And like I said, I will link everything for you below. One of my favorite places to shop has to be Mytheresa. I have been working with Mytheresa for almost 2 years now. To me, it is a shopping destination. I love everything that they have on there. I love everything that they curate. I love how they put together looks. For me, it's just a 10 out of 10. And I also feel like they're so on top of all the trends. They update everything every night at 9:00 p.m. And as soon as 9 p.m. hits, 9:01, I'm like refreshing and I'm going to the new Explore page and seeing what they have. They always have the best stuff. So as I said, I'm getting ready for Europe and I ordered a few things from them, which I want to show you what I got. I don't actually know what came in this package, but first of all, what I wanted to share, because I feel like this makes such a difference shopping for me. Like I love when I get a package that I spent a lot of money on and it comes perfectly wrapped, and you just feel that extra touch, like makes it more special. So basically all the boxes are yellow. This is the signature Mytheresa color. When you open it, it has a beautiful wrapping, and there's always a handwritten note that says, "Thank you. This package has been lovingly wrapped by," and it'll say the person's name. You see how nice that is? Just, you know, they get it. So let's unwrap this. Oh, I remember what this is. There's 1, 2, oh, there's 3 things. Okay, I think all the things that I ordered came. So I will do a try on haul for you, but the first thing that I ordered was this Magda Butrym skirt. And this is 100% silk. It's a silk shell, basically, like this, with the Magda flower. You guys know this signature flower. It's gorgeous. It's a pencil skirt. I really hope that I don't have to alter this, but I love this so much. I was just thinking like with a tank top, or I could wear it with a white t-shirt, just very casual, relaxed. Or I got this Reformation top that has like black spaghetti straps that kind of looks like my bra sticking out. Maybe I can wear with that too. It'd be really pretty. I hope that the light is okay because I don't have the lights on. I'm just kind of using the natural light from outside. The second thing that I got was this Totem beach cover up. I saw this and I'm like, I need this ASAP, and I was so worried that I wasn't gonna get it because I saw low stock, and some sizes were sold out. By the way, I will link everything below if it's still available. Sometimes people return things or they just get restocked, so I'll link it below. But basically it is a beautiful robe with the signature Totem print, and this is just so perfect, like to wear over a bathing suit and just kind of be loungy and comfortable and not have to like wear too many layers and not have to bring pants and a t-shirt, just kind of throw it on and just feel good, you know? Then I have been obsessed with my Solid and Striped Sophia Richie silk pants. Oh, my alarm is going off for some reason. And I have been looking for a black silk trouser on a waistband. I really liked a pair from the Row, but they were very expensive. They were probably like over $2,000, and I was like, I want to find something a little bit less expensive. So I found on Mytheresa they have these from Vince, and I feel like they're gonna be amazing. So I will try those on for you too. And one last thing in here, I don't remember what I ordered. I remember. Okay, I don't know what's gone into me lately, but I used to never shop at Self-Portrait because I used to always feel like Self-Portrait was not my style. And then Self-Portrait started doing a lot of stuff that kind of resembled Chanel, but obviously not the Chanel prices. And then they started doing these like other beautiful things that I'm like, okay, this is like my jam. So I got this dress because I have this vision. I have a pair of Renee Koval, or Renee, I don't know how you say the brand. I think it's Renee Koval or Kovilla. I'm probably butchering both ways, but I have a pair of Renee sandals that have beautiful Swarovski studs on them that I also got at Mytheresa, which I will link below if they're still available, that I'm planning on wearing with this dress. Just like for a beautiful like resort-ish kind of vibe without having to wear a heel, but I can also wear a heel with this too, obviously. But it's basically a white silk dress with this beautiful, beautiful embellishment. Look how gorgeous that looks. I'm gonna try it all on for you. These are the silk pants. They honestly, you guys, feel and fit incredible. I love that they're not like too wide, so they make you kind of feel long, but they are just gorgeous. And I love this waistband. I took a size medium. By the way, this is the donation/selling pile. And this is a planning on packing pile, but not done assorting looks, minus like the last two things. This Magda skirt is just, wow. It is gorgeous. The way that it fits, just imagine like on vacation in summer. Wow. And these are the Miso. These are also the Raja Vivi shoes that I got from Mytheresa. I believe they're sold out, so, but if I find them, I'll link them for you below from another website. But look gorgeous. And these t-shirts are from Uniqlo. I absolutely love very easy things like this, especially for travel, because of two reasons. A, this barely weighs anything and it's not gonna make my luggage overweight, but it's also just so yummy and you feel so cozy and comfortable. And this is like perfect for resorts or vacations where you just want to put on a bathing suit and just like walk out. I love it. These are also my favorite flip-flops from Tiki's. I have them in like a million colors and I love them because they're just the best and they look super chic. But look how gorgeous this is. Just obviously needs to be ironed, but just like easy life, taking it slow, you know? La dolce far niente. It's for the sweetness of doing nothing. And last but not least, this is the dress from Self-Portrait. I'm obsessed with it. I obviously have to put the right underwear or shapewear under, but it's so beautiful. It looks so expensive. It looks like it's in the thousands and it's not at all. And I just love it. I feel like I might make the length a little bit shorter so I could wear it with also a flat option. But this is beautiful. And look at the back. Can you see the back? It's really hard for me to show you, but gorgeous. I'm so happy with all my stuff. And I'm very excited now for vacation. I hope you guys liked the try on, and if you did, please let me know in the comments if you want to see more content like this. But I hope you guys have an amazing week, and now let's get into the vlog. Today's a very special day because it's Aloni Day. Today's Aloni's birthday, and of course we have a monsoon outside. Well, actually the monsoon calmed down. It was much worse before, but it is about 8 o'clock now and we're driving to my mom's house, and I wouldn't call this driving. I would just call this we're sitting in traffic. This is actually pretty decent compared to what we were seeing outside the window. Today has been crazy. If it wasn't Aloni's birthday, we would not have left the house. But it's okay. We're gonna make the best of the day and celebrate the love of my life.
The things you do when you're married, even on your birthday.
I want to celebrate you, boo. Aloni is 24 today. And 24 is a good number. He has a lot to be thankful for. I have a lot to be thankful for having him in my life. And that's all I have to say. I'm going to show you my outfit later because I'm really vibing with it. What I'm also really vibing with is the fact that I'm wearing these Loewe jeans that I bought when I was like a month before I found out I was pregnant. And they were kind of tight on me, but now they fit like perfect. And I love them. And I finally got to wear them. I was like, oh, let me just see if they fit. And they fit. So that's a very winning moment for me. And I'm wearing this Reformation top, which is so pretty. It looks so expensive. It's like really hard to see, but I will try to get an outfit video for you guys later. And if not, then I will link everything below for you, but it just fits so nice. It snatches you and it just looks, it's giving Dolce, you know, not the Dolce price, but Dolce. That's it. That's all I got for you guys. I literally had a million things I had to do today and I could not do any of them because there was a monsoon outside.
Feeling very lucky, very grateful. Yeah, just very blessed.
You are blessed. Oh, I always tell you, you're always blessed.
A good friend of mine told me that just wait, your 40s are going to be your best decade ever. And I have to say, so far, he was right. And God willing, it stays that way.
Do you feel like they say that, like, oh, when you turn 30, oh, your 30s are going to be your best years ever. And then when you turn 40, they tell you, oh, your 40s will be your best year ever.
No, I haven't heard 30s. I've only heard 40s.
30s, you're like finding yourself. You're also like experimenting, living your life a little bit, you know?
Yes, I have to say I enjoyed my 20s much more than my 30s.
But I'm saying that for men. I feel like for women, like 30s is like the man 40, you know? Because I feel like women mature faster.
Yeah,
so when we hit our 30s, we're like in the 40 vibe.
Definitely.
You know, like I was ready to get married at 30 and Aloni was not ready to get married at 30. Aloni was ready to live it up.
Oh God, at 30, yeah.
What was your nightclub of choice in LA, babe? Back when we were 30 years old, tell us.
Where we used to go? We used to go to Guys and Dolls a lot. I think it was the name of it. Yeah, they used to call it Guys, but it was Guys and Dolls. Mm-hmm. I feel so weird when I talk with this Invisalign.
It's fine, babe.
It gives me an annoying lisp.
It's okay, your teeth are
anyway, so Guys and Dolls.
I feel like I used to watch the show called The Hills, and your sister used to watch it too. Sorry to interrupt you. And there used to be like these clubs. Was that a place? It's spelled like
Ledoux.
Ledoux.
Yeah.
I remember that from the show. I've never been to any of these places. Yeah. There was another place too that everyone used to go to at the time. So was Ledoux like the One Oak of New York?
We had One Oak in LA too.
Yeah, but New York One Oak was like the One Oak.
Yeah. Ledoux was big. There was a lot of big clubs, just depending on when. You know?
There was like a famous one. I just can't remember the name of it. It was like super famous.
Oh, then we used to do these 14 on Sundays. Ooh, wow.
New York used to have a gold bar on Sundays.
We used to go bananas there. You know, those were fun days.
Aloni was an eligible bachelor. Well, he wanted to just be a bachelor in his 30s. So.
Yeah, I was just, I wasn't looking for anything serious. Not now. Definitely not.
When I was living in New York, we were going to One Oak, and Marquee used to be like a vibe sometimes, but on Sundays we would go to Gold Bar, which I think already closed recently. But Gold Bar, if you were not a Gold Bar on Sundays, like where were you, you know? The funny thing is, I don't think people realize this, but I was never a drinker. I always babysat my drinks. And I was like never a partier. I used to love to go to the club. And at the time I was like, I'm only gonna go, we were going with like promoters or people who like, I don't know, it's like whatever you like young 20-year-old does. Or when people had like tables and stuff and I would sit and just like people watch. That was my favorite thing with like a Diet Coke. Can you picture that? Because I feel like I still do that. It's very much my vibe. I love people watching. And then obviously like I'll do an occasional dance, depending on like the song if I like it. I'm not a good dancer. I suck at dancing.
It's crazy how back in the day nightlife, I'm talking about like back in the day. I mean relatively speaking. Back in the day. But LA 10 years ago, even like 15 years ago. Wow. Now? There's nothing to do there. Where do you go? But I feel like also like things have shifted. I feel like the whole
you feel like LA is like
going to
Miami
nightclubs and popping bottles is just kind of like cheesy now, right?
I think nightlife definitely faded out. People like to go to like fun long dinners.
That's different. Like there's still a nightlife scene. People are doing more like festivals and music stuff. You know what I mean? That's more kind of based around the music and the festival more so than just going to a club, getting a table, and getting bottles.
Yeah, but getting tables on the weekends, like back in the day, was like the thing.
It's evolved like everything else.
Yeah, you would go to a super late dinner. Like in New York, you would go to like Butter at like 10 o'clock, you know, or you would go to Catch, and then you'd hit up One Oak. I have to say though, I get it. Like the face card can't decline, okay? But sometimes the people who would work the front at One Oak,
explain it to me.
The face card never declines.
Yeah.
Like your face, if you have a pretty face, it doesn't decline the door, you know? But sometimes the bouncers were so rude, and you would come, let's say, with a group of like 3 or 4 girls.
Yeah,
like,
but it was a power trip for them.
I know, but like obviously you're not going to split up. You're coming there with 3, 4 girls. Like you can't just say you and you can come in. Your 2 friends can't. Why? Oh, she's ugly or she's fat. Like I remember they would say that blatantly.
Yeah, but imagine if you say that to someone today.
Today you can't, but back then.
Today you'll get destroyed.
Back then, first of all, it was so disgusting. I just remember they would like say to people all the time, and it's definitely happened to me with like groups of friends, like where they would like not let some of us in, some of us they would. But it was just really degrading. I used to hate that because I used to feel like it gave so many girls anxiety and like eating disorders and insecurity issues because they were like scared they were gonna get rejected at like the One Oak door. I know so many girls that I went to college with that would not go to One Oak because they would like be scared they're gonna get rejected, and some of them were like, they would be let in.
That's sad.
But they wouldn't go because they just didn't even want to like go through that, you know?
That's not cool.
And I used to be like, who cares what some guy at the door says? We should hit the club one day, babe, and vlog it. Maybe I'll get drunk.
How are you gonna vlog in the club? It's so loud.
Just record everything.
And then you can't post it on YouTube because there's music and this and that.
Yeah, but you can like mute it, and everybody will just watch in silence and play their own music.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Guys, I'll never get drunk. I literally am not a drinker at all. It gives me anxiety being drunk because I hate being nauseous. So that's that. Love you.
Love you more.
I want you guys to just see what I'm talking about. It's flooded. Look at the car right there. They just left the car there. This is why there's so much traffic, because people are abandoning their cars. And the rule of thumb of living in Miami is that if you have 2 cars in your family, you need one of them to be an SUV or a truck or something that's high, because you cannot have a low car. Like that's just what happens. Look at this. Nuts.
Miami. This was the off-ramp.
These are some more abandoned cars here. Some more abandoned cars here. It's another day in paradise. What do we have here?
This is seared hamachi with lemon zest, Maldon salt, and fresh wasabi.
This is the chef one. Yum.
Donna, I'm doing an unexpected vlog of you.
I actually need to show my outfit because I was talking about my outfit.
Your cute little outfit.
I am wearing these jeans that I got from Leve a month before I got pregnant, and then I couldn't fit into them until recently, so that's a win. I'm wearing my Roger Vivier shoes.
Ooh.
And this top is from Reformation. I linked it from Time Here. She followed me on Instagram. We're celebrating Aloni's birthday. It was a birthday surprise. I wanted to film a vlog this morning, well, this afternoon, talking about that we're going to surprise him, but I didn't have the chance because he came early because we have a monsoon, as you see in the previous clips. So that's that. And we have a surprise for him. We have an amazing chef. Babe,
Yeah.
were you surprised?
So wait, so is that straight?
No, I knew it was happening. Of course I was surprised.
Are you happy?
I am happy. Thank you, my love. Love you more.
Aloni's birthday cake from Pianono's bakery. My favorite. It's pavlova with caramel and strawberries and nuts. Put a little more spread out.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Aloni. Birthday to you. Let's make a wish. Make a wish. Happy birthday.
Danielle, what was your biggest accomplishment of this
My
year?
biggest accomplishment was
Was
having a
birthing
baby
that
and
child.
birthing Liam. Liam was the best thing that ever happened to us. He's amazing. Liam is just a Liam bear. He's so big. I was looking at him today and I told Aloni, I was like, can you imagine this giant with my stomach?
What's for Liam's birthday is the real question.
It's a sore subject because Marina wants to throw a wedding part too.
But nobody let me do it.
Let's do it.
Why don't we do it
The biggest accomplishment. One if I knew Hermes
in
right.
the house?
What's the last question?
Last question. When is baby number 2 coming? I think everyone is waiting.
When's baby number 2 coming?
You gotta ask the man upstairs. I couldn't tell you that.
That's true.
Only he knows.
That's a good answer.
We'll see. God willing soon.
Amen.
Good morning, guys. I'm having a coffee. We're about to go to our workout. I have been very, very consistent. I feel like I haven't told you because I covered it on TikTok, but I always forget. I finished my 21-day challenge very strong. I ended up losing 9 pounds, which I'm very happy about. And I decided I'm going to try my best to implement that sort of a lifestyle, like Monday through Friday, and then the weekends I'll eat whatever I want. But that was like something that I felt like helped me a lot in terms of like losing weight and giving me a boost in combination with my workout and in combination with keeping within my Weight Watchers points. My workouts are really hard and they're in a non-AC'd room, so it's super hot in there, especially now with like the Miami humidity. And I'm obsessed with it. I've like been going this week. I almost went every single day except on Tuesday because I had a headache. But I go almost every day. My favorite class is on Fridays because we do half of the workout on a box. So you stand on a box with like 1 foot on, 1 foot off, and I love it so much. I got my electrolytes ready. I mentioned this in my last vlog that I like to mix electrolytes because I get really dizzy sometimes, and this is like the only thing that helps me not get dizzy. So this is the concoction that I have. So I use these. You can use any electrolytes, but this is what I use. I use Pro Mix. These are 1,000 milligrams sodium, 200 milligram potassium, 60 milligram magnesium, and it is a drink with grapefruit. It is salty. This is what it looks like. It is salty, but I have a jug like this big. And then I put 2 scoops of the Armor Colostrum. This is an immune revival. I love this brand. I actually did a paid partnership with them like months and months ago on Instagram because I had discovered them. I was taking them and I loved it. I love the way it made me feel, and I love that during like cold and flu season, it helped me not get sick. So then we ended up partnering together and I was like really ecstatic about it. So this helps protect, regenerate, and strengthen. It's a superfood supplement, and I put this into my water and I mix it. This is like flavorless. You can put this in just a cup of water, but I like to put it together and have both benefits. So that's what I do. I don't have breakfast. Sometimes if I'm feeling like a little bit like tired or lightheaded, I'll have like a quarter of a banana just to like help me with energy, but I really don't like to eat breakfast because it makes me nauseous before my workout. And that's really about it. This is how I do my hair. For working out, I always put it in a ponytail because I sweat, and so I hate my hair sticking to my back. And I don't like putting my hair in a bun because I hate like the way that it looks. So I know I'm so particular. This is a set that I'm wearing by Set Active. I will link it below if it's still available, and I'll link all the stuff that I just told you for my electrolytes. And that's about it. I'm going really hard. We're leaving to Europe on July 2nd. So I'm going really hard in the gym. I'm going really hard at the exercise because I want to look good. I finally fit into my pre-pregnancy jeans. I'm finally back to the same weight that I was before I conceived. I'm just more lean. because I wasn't working out this hard. I was working out, but like not these kinds of workouts. So yeah, that's about it. And I don't want you guys to think that I'm like very fixated on my weight, because the weight is nothing. It's just like how I feel. I think I had reached a point where I felt like when I would look at pictures of myself, my face felt really swollen. I always sounded so congested, and doing the 21-day challenge, and a lot of my followers on TikTok noticed that I sounded much less congested because of all the mucus was gone from all the dairy that I consume all the time, which I'm still gonna eat it, but like you sometimes need that detox, you know, it really helps. But I hated the way that my pictures looked, because I felt, like I said, bloated, and my skin was breaking out all the time. You know, it was not just hormonal acne from like my period, it was like everywhere. And I had these bumps on my skin, which a lot of people also have been complimenting me on my skin, but I think it's because I don't have those like little bumps anymore, and I don't have the bumps like on my arms, which that helps from the detox. And I wanted to stop buying clothes to fit my new body, meaning like, because I kept gaining weight, because I kept eating and eating and not moving, and I was having a lot of headaches and migraines, and I was dealing with my TMJ and my back pain, and you know, back pain and pinched nerves need to be lubricated. And what I mean by that is that you need to move your body to lubricate your joints and to set yourself up for success, so you're not having these pains in your body later and they're not getting worse. And for me, just gaining weight and like lounging around and eating unhealthy just was putting more stress on my body. So I was doing it more for like the feeling, you know. So now I feel really, really good. I feel lighter. I haven't had any migraines really. I just had a headache a lot on Tuesday, like I said, but that was because the weather was really bad and whatever. And I didn't sleep that much because of Liam. But honestly, overall, like I just feel so much better. And if I can encourage anyone just to move a little bit, you don't have to like go on a diet or exercise or whatever, like I didn't do anything crazy, but just do a little bit of movement. You know, just take a walk, like listen to your favorite podcast. You know, just go for like a stroll or whatever, just to do something. And I promise you, just a little bit of movement, like I said, even a walk will help so much. It'll help so much with your like mental, it'll help so much with your mood and the way you feel. It's crazy because I've never been like into fitness as I am now. I've always worked out, but like not like this. And when we were in New York and I took a week off of working out, I felt how tired I was from not working out, you know, because I feel like I always had that extra boost of energy and like my endorphins, and just like it's just such a good boost like for my mental health. So movement is really important, even in the slightest. So that's all I got for you guys. I'm gonna go work out and I'll see you soon. Also, I told you guys that the workout is in a room that has no AC. Like, look how many towels we take. We have like a grip towel for like anything that we have to do on our arms, and then we have like a towel to wipe, and then a towel to sit on in the car because we're like drenched after, and there's like a set of each for me and Aloni. So told you, it's no joke. Okay guys, we just finished our workout. Our workout's supposed to be 1 hour. She went over an hour and a half. She did an hour 25 or an hour 30 today?
I don't know.
But
She did an hour and a half.
You guys, it's so brutal. Aloni's drenched. Look at his shirt. It literally is like wet.
I already wrung it out.
You have to bring it out. We're sitting on towels. We always bring 2 extra dry towels like I showed you in the previous clip. And now you can have dessert. Kidding me, it's literally drenched. This window open. Today was hard. It's hard because there's no AC.
It's hard because it's non-stop. There's no breaks.
There's no breaks, yeah, that's right. And if you stop, she goes, stay in it, stay in it. Don't give up, stay in it. And then she tells you have 5 more minutes left, and that means we have 25 minutes left. It's so fucked up. Oh, anyway, happy Friday, guys. It's Saturday, my almost favorite day. My favorite day is Sunday because it's our family day. But we just came to Coconut Grove because I was craving brunch food so bad, and I really, really wanted to try this place called Chugs, or what was the other one called? The cafe?
Green Street?
Green Street Cafe. This is my cute little outfit for today. Anyway, look, show them over there. That's the restaurant next to Siddell's. Show them over there. That's the restaurant next to Siddell's. It's hard to see, but that's where we're going. And what I told Aloni that I really wanted to do today is order a pie of pizza with pepperoni and watch a movie, particularly from where?
Museli.
Museli's, exactly, and have a bottle of wine and call it date night in.
Yeah, girl.
Yes. First of all, I want to share these sunglasses that we got yesterday from Chrome Hearts at East Coast Jewelry. Look at the ones Aloni got. Show them, boo. Model. They're the same style, but
Yes, I ended up going with the silver ones instead of the matte black, just because I liked how that had more contrast.
Yeah,
I loved both. But
I think he should have got the matte black ones, but he should go with his gut, because then I don't want him to be like, I should have not listened to you, you know?
Why do you like the matte black better?
I just think they're like vibier.
Vibier?
Yeah.
Really? But isn't it just like having another black frame?
I don't know. Potato, you know? Anyway, we
Why
just
is it
finished.
Vibier? Explain.
I just think they're cooler. Guys, do you want to know?
This is more timeless.
I think they're very classic, yes. Do you guys want to know how we keep our dental hygiene intact? We use these flossers. And we have them in our car. I use a different one. He uses the double. I don't like the double.
Well, I mean, they're very
Aggressive. So, no, they are aggressive. They hurt. So, I used to be such a bad flosser until I met Aloni. And then my flossing game has stepped it up. But the trick is I keep it in my car, so I just like floss. I know it's kind of gross if you think about that, actually.
I think it's a lot grosser to not floss and have all that garbage in your mouth.
Correct. But anyway, so that's that.
Building up.
The second thing I wanted to say is we just finished Coco's. We tried new items on the menu today. Both, actually, all the new items except the salad. Coco's is good. It's in Coconut Grove.
Salad was good too.
Oh, I don't like the salad, but I was laughing because I was over there and I was like in the back of the car and I was like, oh, I want to record an outfit pic or an outfit video, sorry. And I had an urge to stick the phone onto Aloni's car and he's like, don't do that. I'm like, I won't, I'm just kidding. But I leaned it and then I was like, come in the frame with me and give me a hug. And he's like, I cannot believe that I'm subjecting myself to all of this, right? And what?
It's just, I mean,
it's not like Aloni, you know, but
if you know me, then you know that like,
but he just,
I'm just kind of more of like a private person.
but Aloni gives in to me all the time. And so, and
I just said I never thought like, if whoever would have known me my whole life is like, they would have said, there's no way Aloni would be like
doing half the stuff that I
half of the stuff
subject
that she
him to do.
asks me to do.
And my response to him was, what? L is for the way you look at me. And then I said also, the second song is I love you, you love me. I sing that to Liam.
That is what she said.
That's literally was my response. Aloni and I were looking at houses like a few weeks ago. Not looking at houses, we were looking at neighborhoods to be more precise in Coconut Grove, but we decided that Coconut Grove is very beautiful and it's tropical and it has like so much beauty, but we decided that this is not a neighborhood that is for us because it's a little bit too far from like work, family, and like just our daily life, right? So it's just very unfamiliar to us.
It's a little far.
Yeah, like I grew up in Miami and I used to come to Coconut Grove very rarely because I had friends who lived here. But like my life, like going out, my friends, school, family, like everything was in a completely different neighborhood. So now we're going to Surrey Hill to pick up some coffee. We have a new roast. What's the company called? Do you remember?
I don't remember. A really nice guy though, who owns the coffee company and roasts his own beans here in Miami.
He was there last weekend.
Yeah, they had like a little pop-up there with him.
I love a midday cafes, and maybe we'll have some maybe we can split a chocolate chip cookie together or like a matcha cookie or something. I ordered the other day some homeopathics for Liam on Instacart. And he was like, oh, where'd you order from? And I said, Sprouts. He's like, Sprouts? I'm like, yeah, Sprouts Market. And he's like the one in Cali. I was like, yeah, they have them here. They're nationwide. I feel like Miami transportation reminds me a little bit of like California transportation. I don't know if I ever told you this. I took a class in college about the way certain like cities are designed and how California is like one of the most unfriendly, well, Los Angeles to be precise, is one of the most unfriendly cities for homeless people because even though there's a lot of homeless people there, it's not like...
It's funny because probably the most homeless people are there.
Yeah, but the way that they build things, so for example, like a lot of the benches and stuff, if you notice, have like separation in between them, or they're made curved so that homeless people can't like sleep on them or like lay on them. There's not a lot of public transportation that goes to certain neighborhoods, like wealthier neighborhoods, you know, like Beverly Hills and those areas.
Yeah, the public transportation is basically non-existent.
Yeah. But I feel like in Miami, the public transportation is not that great either. Like, I see buses coming and going, and I feel like now they've gotten a little bit better because so many people moved here, especially people from different countries that don't necessarily like speak English and don't have their like driver's license and stuff yet, and haven't taken their driver's license, and they don't have cars. So I feel like the buses, like I've been seeing more buses, but I still feel like it's very similar to California, no? Like I was talking to G, and she was telling me that some of the people she knows like still don't have cars because the fact that they speak like they don't speak English, that they're like nervous to get lost, you know? Like they don't understand like the directions, they don't understand like the signage, and they're scared that they're gonna like get lost and not go like the right way. So it's just easier to go like on a bus and like see the route prior. But then you have to like wait forever. While we're in my kitchen, I wanted to share with you guys because a few moms have asked me before about the milk that I give Liam. And the milk that I give him his Hipp, it's called Biocombiotic Stage 2 because he's over 6 months. When he was first born, I gave him Stage 1. It honestly took me some time to find this milk because I gave birth a month early and I had a C-section, and I don't think my body realized that I actually gave birth because I produced so little milk. It was definitely not enough to feed him. And it was very frustrating because I was waking up pumping every 2 hours, and I did it for about like, I want to say 2 to 3 weeks, almost 3 weeks, not fully 3. But I was getting really frustrated because I was waking up, I was pumping, and I was getting like droplets. I gave him all the colostrum that came out that I could get, and I put them in little syringes, and I would put them in his mouth because it was not enough to put into a bottle. It was very little, like at a time. So that's the best I could do. So I was struggling to find milk for him. We tried Cabrita because I was really set on giving him goat milk. Like that's what I really, really wanted. And we tried Cabrita. It like tore up his stomach. And then I read that, especially like for preemies, goat milk might be a little bit too hard for him to digest because it's more fatty, even though it's really, really good for you. So it might work for some babies, but for us it didn't work. And then I thought, okay, it was maybe just the Cabrita brand. And then I tried a few other brands. I tried Holly. And I gave him Holly's cow milk. That didn't go. He was so gassy. He just like sounded like fireworks were going on in his stomach. And then finally I researched and found the Biocombiotic, and it's like for easy digestion. And this was like a lifesaver because I remember like the first night it was okay, like he had to adapt to it, but like the second night he like slept for longer periods of time because the gas wasn't bothering him and he wasn't waking up like with his feet curled and like crying from the gas pains and stuff. So, and he was pooping much easier. So if any of you guys are struggling and your baby has gas, like this is really, really good. It's something that works for us and we still give it to him. And I buy all of my formulas and a lot of my like porridges. Like I buy spelt porridge, museli, buckwheat porridge, also from Formula Land. They have like awesome stuff and variety. And they have like a bunch of different European brands. But I get it from them and they take like 3 days to ship. So this is not sponsored. I'm just sharing with you guys and I wanted you guys to know where I get that stuff for him. Let me pop this into the oven. Pete's. It's so good.
Great idea.
It's a long time, like, that's all I wanted to do. I told you guys earlier in the vlog. But I haven't had hot pizza in a hot minute. This is just hitting all the spots. And I was just saying to Aloni, I was like, are you from New York even if you don't fold your pizza? Do you guys like to fold your pizza or eat it like normal? I wish they put like more cheese or sauce like to the crust. Or they give you like a dipping sauce for the crust, you know? But it's so thin, look.
It is.
It's crunchy. That was the perfect ending to my weekend, and now we're gonna go watch House of Dragons, so